YouTube, what's going on, man? It's your boy Booba, and welcome back to another video on the channel. Hope you guys are having an incredible day. Another day, another evolution. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys the best players to go ahead and use in the new Sprint Supreme Evo. If you guys do enjoy these kinds of videos and you want to see more of them on the channel, definitely let me know by leaving a like. And then also consider subscribing to the channel if you are new, man. It would be greatly appreciated. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump straight into it. Now, with the new Sprint Supreme evolution, it is completely free, which is really nice to see. And although it isn't the craziest of evolutions, I still do think that it's a really nice one to go ahead and complete. It's going to allow you to use center backs that aren't very usable for the start of FC25 because their sprint speed and acceleration is not great. And if we go ahead and look at the requirements, the only two requirements is that it has to be a center back and that the overall rating cannot be above 84. So you can use any center back that is 84 rated and below, which is a huge W. Now, when it comes to total upgrades, it is going to depend on the current stats that the player that you're using in the evolution does have. For example, if your player already has like 75 acceleration and 76 sprint speed, they're not going to get the craziest of upgrades. As you guys can see, the two upgrades that they do end up getting is a plus 10 to both their sprint speed and acceleration, but it is capped, man. It is capped at 78. So let's say that the player that you want to go ahead and use in the evolution has 76 sprint speed. They're only going to get a plus 2 upgrade. They're not going to get a plus 10 upgrade. And obviously that is a new system that EA did incorporate with evolutions this year in FC25. But let me tell you, man, there are still some really good players to go ahead and use in the evolution. Now, when making the list, boys, I didn't really put any of these players in like a particular order. It's just really good players that don't have the greatest of acceleration and sprint speed that are really good to go ahead and use in the Evo. And the first player that we do have on the list is none other than Romero. Now, like I said, boys, there's not much to talk about, but with Romero, he does have 68 pace, which isn't great for a center back this year in FC25. I love the fact that the recovery speed is a little bit better. I feel like it's a little bit more balanced, but 68 pace for a center back when you are coming up against like your really quick attackers is a little bit more difficult to defend against. But with the evolution, he does end up getting the upgrade, and a very good upgrade as well. If we go ahead and look at his regular rare gold card, he does have 67 acceleration and then also 68 sprint speed. And keep in mind, boys, it is capped at 78. So with the evolution, he is going to get the max upgrade, a plus 10 to both his sprint speed and acceleration, 77 acceleration, 78 sprint speed with the mostly lengthy acceleration type for the start of FC25 is a huge change. And with the upgrade, I do see a lot of people having him in their starting 11 for playstyles as well, which is very beneficial for the start. With the playstyles that he does have, 85 defending and 81 physicality, now that he does have a really nice upgrade to his pace, he's very much usable. And out of all the players that you can go ahead and use in the evolution, definitely a top option. Now, next up, ladies and gentlemen, on the list, we do have probably one of the most popular players so far in FC25. It's none other than Konate. Now, with Konate, if we go ahead and look at his regular rare gold card, we can already see that he does have 80 sprint speed. So the plus 10 that you do get with the evolution, he's not going to get anything added to his sprint speed. Because it is capped at 78, the sprint speed is going to stay exactly the same. But with Konate, he does have a bit of a pace split. As you guys can see, 69 acceleration, 80 sprint speed is not great for a center back. So he is going to get a plus 9 upgrade to his acceleration, which is honestly incredible. Even with the way that the card is set up currently as his regular rare gold card, I think that he makes an incredible center back in game. The recovery speed is still very good, but with the evolution, he is going to have 78 acceleration and 80 sprint speed. So if you do have him in your starter team, definitely a great option for the Evo. 3 playstyles for the card as well, and they are all really effective in game. The aerial, block, and bruiser. You can use him as a stopper and then also as a ball playing defender. I love the fact that he does have the lengthy acceleration type, and if we go ahead and give him the anchor chem style, with the anchor chem style, he is going to have 83 pace overall, which is a drastic upgrade for the card. 88 defending as well and 89 physicality. And because he is already an absolute beast in FC25, with the upgrade to his acceleration, definitely a phenomenal option for the evolution. Now, next up on the list, ladies and gentlemen, we do have a player that is probably not the most desirable of center backs in FC25, but with the upgrade to his pace and his current defensive and physical stats, I think that he is most definitely a really good option for the Evo. It's none other than De Ligt. Now, with De Ligt, as you guys can see by looking at his regular rare gold card, he does only have 62 pace, 54 acceleration, and 68 sprint speed. And obviously, that is not great. If you do come up against like your smaller, more intricate type of attackers, it is going to be very difficult to defend against him with De Ligt. But with the evolution and him getting a plus 10 to both his acceleration and sprint speed, I do think that he is very much usable in game. Especially with FC25, the center back's recovery speed is a lot lot more effective compared to FC24. With the upgrade, he is going to have 64 acceleration and 78 sprint speed with the lengthy acceleration type, which is honestly not half bad. Really good physical stats with his 91 strength and 85 aggression, and with the way that the card is set up, just to make him even more quick, the Shadow is probably your best option. With the Shadow chem style, he is going to have 80 pace overall, really helping out with the acceleration and sprint speed, and then it's also going to give him a whopping 91 defending, 90 interceptions, 89 defensive awareness, and 93 stand tackle. He does have 4 playstyles in the power shot, block, bruiser, and long ball pass. The long ball pass really effective this year, and then you can also use him as a stopper and then as a ball playing defender. Although he's not the most desirable of center backs this year in FC25, with the upgrades, a very good option for the evolution. Now, as you guys can see by the list, we do have a lot of Premier League defenders, but honestly, they are perfect for the new evolution. And the next player that we're going to go ahead and take a look at is none other than Ben White. If we go ahead and look at his regular rare gold card, he does have 70 acceleration and 75 sprint speed. Now, for a center back, that isn't half bad, but if you do want to go ahead and run him as a fullback in your starting 11, it's not great. So again, man, with the evolution and with the plus 10 to both his sprint speed and acceleration, he's a very good option for the Evo. Now, with Ben White, I love the versatility with the card because you can also use him as a center back, but then also as a right back in your starting 11. As a right back, 78 sprint speed and acceleration isn't anything too crazy, but if you do run him as a center back in your starting 11, I think that that could work really well. He does only have 1 playstyle in the block, which is a bit of a letdown for the card, but you can use him as a ball playing defender and then also as a wing back. Decent passing stats, the dribbling is not half bad either, really good reactions and composure, which is really important for a defender. And then he does also have 83 defending and 80 physicality. So if we go ahead and give him the Shadow chem style, 86 pace overall with 90 defending is incredible for the start of FC25. And then if you are maybe a little bit worried about his physicality, you can always go ahead and give him the Anchor chem style. Now with the Anchor, 82 pace overall, 89 defending, and then also 85 physicality for the card as well. A lot of versatility as you can use him across the defensive line, and honestly a very good option for the evolution. Moving right along, ladies and gentlemen, we do have another Premier League defender. It's none other than Lisandro Martinez. Now with Martinez, man, he might not be the most desirable of defenders because of his height, but if you go ahead and pair him with like a taller, more physical type of center back, I do think that that partnership could work really well, especially with the upgrades. Now with Martinez, he does have 74 acceleration, but then only 68 sprint speed, so again, a bit of a pace split. But with the evolution, he is going to get a +4 upgrade to his acceleration and then also a +10 upgrade to his sprint speed, which is phenomenal. 78 pace for the card overall now is a very nice upgrade. He does have really good reactions and composure, so definitely a swift and responsive defender. Really good defending, really good physicality, 3 playstyles in the bruiser, slide tackle, and long ball pass. And like I said, boys, the only real letdown for the card this early on in FC25 is the fact that he is 5'10". So if you do come up against like your taller, more physical type of strikers, he can be exposed in that sense. But against like your smaller, more intricate type of attackers, I think that he can most definitely get the job done. And although Martinez is not the most desirable of center backs this year in FC25, with the upgrades, we might start seeing him a little bit more often. Now, because I don't want the video to be too long, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to try to maybe go through the list a little bit more quickly. Now, the next player that we do have on the list is our very first player that's not from the Premier League, and it's our very first player that you can go ahead and chain the evolution with. It's none other than Rafa Varon. Now, as you guys know, Varon has been a very popular player throughout FIFA, throughout FC24, FC25 now, and you don't see him very often anymore, but with the upgrades, I feel like some people might start using him a little bit more. Now, looking at his regular rare gold card in a bit more detail, we can see that he does only have 69 acceleration and 77 sprint speed. So again, a bit of a pace split for the card. He is only going to get a +1 to his sprint speed, which is a tad bit unfortunate, but he is going to get a +9 to his acceleration, which is phenomenal. So 78 pace for the card overall. 83 defending is really nice, and then he does also have 77 physicality. He does only have 2 playstyles, but the 2 playstyles that he does have are incredible. He has the aerial and the anticipate, and he does have 3 player role pluses. You can use him as a defender, stopper, and as a ball playing defender. With the way that the card is set up, the technical side to his game is not great, obviously with the 61 agility and 40 balance. The passing could be a little bit better, and then he does only have 58 stamina. So if you do want to go ahead and use Varon, he can maybe be more of like an impact player. If you do already have like your meta type of center backs and you're maybe just looking for a super sub, Varon would be a pretty decent option. Alrighty, boys, so we are getting close to the end of today's video, and the next player on the list is our very first midfielder that you can actually use in the evolution. It's none other than Emre Can. Now with Can, he is another player that you can go ahead and chain the Evo with by using him in the intro to stat limits Evo as well. And with the upgrades, not only are you getting a really good center back, but you're also getting a really good good midfielder. Now this is going to work really well if you do run a Bundesliga team. Now he does already have 86 sprint speed, so he's not going to get an upgrade to his sprint speed, but we are going to be very close to maxing out his acceleration with the upgrade. He is going to have 77 acceleration, and by chaining him also in the intro to stat limits evo, we are going to get a little bit more shooting and then a little bit better stats in general. 3-star skill moves, 4-star weak foot for a midfielder this early on in FC25 is not half bad. You can use him as a stopper and then also as a holding midfielder. He does have 5 playstyles in the ping pass, long ball pass, slide tackle, bruiser, and press proven. The press proven really good this year. 6'1" with the stocky and tall body type, so if you do prefer your taller, more physical type of midfielders, that could work really well. And as you guys can see, he is just a very well-rounded player. The lowest stat that he does have is 74 for his passing. So depending on the way that you want to incorporate him in game, you can go ahead and give him the Catalyst chem style, but you can also give him the Shadow. And with the Shadow chem style, he is going to have 90 pace overall and then also 89 defending, which is a phenomenal upgrade for the card. To get yourself a midfielder slash defender with 90 pace and 89 defending this early on in FC25 is phenomenal in my opinion. And with the upgrades, if you do run a Bundesliga team and you are looking for a player with a bit of versatility, Emre Can, a phenomenal option for the evolution. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is my list of the best players to go ahead and use in the new Sprint Supreme evolution in FC25. If you guys did enjoy today's video and you want to see more videos like this on the channel, definitely let me know by leaving a like. In the comment section down below, let me know the player that you plan on using in the evolution. And then also consider subscribing to the channel if you are new. It would be greatly appreciated. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for clicking on today's video. I've been your boy Booba, and I'll catch you guys in another one very, very soon. Peace.